How you doing? Sean Tech here. Welcome back to another show. Hey, one of my viewers that was out there was talking to me just not too long ago and was like, "Hey, what does a pen look like when you look at it under a microscope?" And I was like, "I don't know. I don't know what it looks like at all." But I am a nerd, so typically speaking, we carry a pen or five around in our pockets. And I just went around the house and I was just like, "Ooh, dude, how many pens and pencils can I get?" And I found a whole bunch of them. So I figured, hey, let's take a nice piece of loose leaf paper like this here, and let's see what things look like underneath the microscope in terms of what that is. Now we're going to start with a regular old black pen is what this is. There's no brand names or anything like that on these pens. They're pretty basic in terms of like what they overall look like. But let's take a look at kind of what this looks like here. And I'm going to look up there and wow, look at that. You see that? There's a little ball at the end of that. I'm currently looking at about 20x magnification is what that looks like. Yeah, you see that? Ugh, that has got some spots on it there. You see that? You see I'm like kind of rolling around under there. That looks dirty. I mean, writing is somewhat of a dirty thing, so to speak. So, I mean, it kind of makes sense that it might have a little bit of some contamination and whatnot here and there. So, I wouldn't be surprised, honestly, with that. So, let's draw a little something with that. That is kind of neat looking, though, in terms of like what that actually looks like. Like you kind of point that up just a little bit there. Oh, there really is. There's a little tiny bearing-like ball on the inside that pen. That's kind of cool. I think that's kind of cool. That's what that is. Oh, cool. So anyway, let's draw a little something on here. So I'm gonna. Oops, where am I here? Am I here? Is that me? Is this me? Well, I'm gonna get a nice spot for the paper here. And then whoa. Oh, there I am. I'm trying. Excuse me. Hey, can I draw this on the screen? Can I look at what I'm doing here? I mean, sorry. So let's start drawing again. And wow, that is kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. That's kind of cool. Look at this. That's pretty neat. I have drawn a map of it looks like a sock puppet, or maybe the world's worst letter F. What do you kids think that is? Play charades for a second. Hey, what do you think I am? So, anyway, that's really kind of an interesting thing about that. Wow, look at that! Look at that! Like you can see like a little groove in the paper where like you see that this little groove like right over here. There's like a little groove where the ball of the pen has actually been traversing around in the paper, taking some of the ink from the inside of the well of the pen and dispersing it down into. I don't know pen parts, by the way. I know like cap and tip. If there are calligraphers out there who are watching this video, which at this point in time I highly doubt there are calligraphers out. Calligraphy, by the way, kiddos, is and folks who don't know this, calligraphy is like the art of writing. So it's one of those like, hey, I need a little nerdy moment there to say that, hey, calligraphy, that makes that's what people do for writing. Is what they do with that there. But anyway, that's kind of a cool thing in terms of what this. So that's a regular old black pen. Let's zoom out for a second. Let's take a look at a gel pen, which I happen to have here. So we have a gel pen. Again, no names or anything like that. I don't know that. Whoa, that is a much finer pitch is what that is. You see that there? There's a much finer, smaller sized ball on that guy. Here, let me kind of focus up on that. And whoa, oh excuse me, that was my finger. What about that? Whoa, look at that guy. Here, let me get you in just the right spot. Look at that little tiny. I mean, in comparison, really. Let's compare. Let's compare ball size here for a second. Come down. I mean, it really looking at that, like the diameter of the first pen, which is on the left, is actually much larger than the pen that's on the right there. Remember, look at that. Hey, I'm your big brother. Hey. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so let me watch how fine I can write. I'm doing puppet shows with pens. This is a new level of high for me. So, yeah, all right. So, all right. So let's see here. Let's take a look at what the gel pen kind of looks like here. So now we're going to start to draw with the gel pen. I'm going to draw kind of while I'm on here, just so I can kind of see. Whoa, much more finer, darker. Like it really kind of filled that in quite a bit nicer there. You see that? Yeah, kind of focus in on there. Like there's still a groove. Like there is still a little bit of a groove between here and here. I bet you CSI people do this kind of stuff. They're like, what pen can you use to incriminate it? When like maybe you look at like the writing and like how wide the actual part was. That might be kind of a thing. And I mean I've only ever watched CSI where the guy with the sunglasses puts it on his head and then there's like dun dun or something like that. I don't know. I don't really watch TV at all. I watched like 3 episodes of CSI ever. So, but yeah, that's kind of neat. Look at that. That's like a much more finer in terms of what that looks like. Cool. That's actually that's really kind of cool in a lot of ways there. So anyway, I'm trying to. Excuse. Can I? There. I'm gonna zoom back out again so we can look at my. Hey, what's happening here? I don't know as of right now what this thing actually is at the moment. But what I do have right now is an even finer ballpoint pen. No, again, no brand names. I don't know anything what these actually are with it there. Wow, look how small that is in comparison to the first one there. You see that? You see that here? I'm gonna put the 3 of them kind of side by side with one another. So can I get them all in one shot? Oh, cool! Look at that. You can really kind of see the difference between the size of the ball. Although on a closer inspection, it actually kind of looks like the middle one and the right one are actually just about the same diameter in their overall size. This one's definitely much larger diameter. Let's maybe get a closer look at these 2 right here in terms of what they look like. Let's be scientific and zoom into 20x magnification. Whoa! There's a click with it right there. Wow. Yeah, definitely like similar. But like I think the one on the right is actually just a little bit smaller than that is. Look at those pinch points on there. There's probably a machine that's out there for this pen in particular. There's probably a machine that's out there that actually pinches the points of the pen in place so that once like the ball is kind of inserted into a tube, there's something that probably clamps down onto it that like is an easy way to get that to seal to where the ball can still freely roll around and let fresh ink down on top of it there. I don't know. Is there a pen expert out there that can help with that? Is there a calligrapher that knows how these things are made? That'd be kind of a cool thing to see. But anyway, what does I'll try to do this one kind of like underneath here, and I am pressing now. This is kind of a new pen. It really kind of bleeds pretty quickly after a little while. I'm gonna try to get a little bit more room on the paper here. Look at that. Yeah, definitely more fine. Less width on the pen. There's definitely like a little bit of a less width on the on that actual pen than that one, and like I guess that goes with the size of the ball diameter. I don't know if there is an actual like diameter of the ball on any of these pens. I'm looking at them; they're pretty generic. I mean, like I don't go out to the store and like I need an exact 0.35 millimeter, blah, 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 whatever. I don't know pen terms. Forgive me. If you are a pen expert, I'm sorry. So make sure if you're a pen expert that you do not like this video at all. Or just, make a comment that says, hey, why don't you look up more about pens before you do scientific experiments with them? Well, anyway, I also got, just for the land's sakes of it, because I happen to have it in my pocket here, a blue ballpoint pen. So let's bring out the blue ballpoint pen. Oops, where are you? Excuse me. Hi, how are you doing? How you doing there? Let's bring out the blue on there. And it's kind of got around the same size as the black one that we first looked at there. Although you can definitely see, like on a really close, you can definitely see that the ball is blue. That's kind of cool. You can really kind of see that well within a light that's kind of like this here. And we'll find a little bit of some writing on there. And whoa, look at that looks like, huh? That's kind of a neat thing. Trying to get it to where maybe I can see the ball rolling, and I don't think I can see the ball rolling with that one. That's pretty neat. You definitely see like where it like presses down and into the paper and where the ink sort of blots it, so to speak. I know that used to be a term, right? Like ink blotting is when you like have to do it and then you stamp the thing on top of it. I don't know what it did or anything like that. I'm not a historian or someone who writes with a feather or a quill or whatever the hell you want to call it on there. So there it is. We'll put that back over there. Anyway, what else do we have with this here? I have a mechanical pencil is what I have. Now, the mechanical pencil, it says on here, I do know that you can get mechanical pencils in different like widths of graphite, and this one's probably your basic one. It's like a half of a millimeter, 0.5 millimeter. 0.5 and half are the exact same thing, like 1/2. So half of a millimeter or 0.5 millimeters. Let's actually, do I have a scale? I thought I had a scale somewhere. I do have a scale somewhere here. So there we go. We got a little scale here. All right, pull out my little scale, and I'm gonna exit a little bit of some of the graphite coming out the tip there. And yeah, that is, I mean, like at a glance, that's just about half of a millimeter. Plus or minus down in the tolerance section. But yeah, that is just about a half a millimeter there. That's pretty cool. Wow. So what does it look like when you draw with it on here? Let's go back over to my and I don't know what I'm drawing just as of yet. Play charades with me. So this is let's see here. I'm gonna draw a little bit of a line. Wow. That's kind of cool in terms of what that looks like. That's actually really neat. That's really, really kind of cool. There's definite like signs of the piece of the graphite that's actually like kind of escaping it right there. You see that? You see that? That's really neat. Here, I'm gonna try to draw a nice. So there's the whoa. Check that out. Okay, wait, you didn't see that because I could see that in my microscope, but you can't see that on the screen here. I'm gonna kind of zoom out and brighten this up just a little bit. Let me brighten your day by adding a little bit more exposure to this here. Maybe a little bit more gain on top of that too. Dude, check that out. There's little lines and little rainbowy things on the graphite. Oh man, that's cool. It's got little markings on there, little like, I don't know what you call them, like little like orange and blue and yellow sparkles on the inside of the graphite. You can kind of see it all running along the whole thing. It's very unigranular, or maybe that's not the right term. It has striations that are like going down along like one of the pathways with it, where it's going from the bottom right to the lower left. That's really, really neat in terms of what that looks like. Wow, that's really cool. That's really cool. All right, so I'm gonna focus back down onto the papier. And let me, excuse me. Well, back down to wherever that was with there. That'll work fine. That'll work okay. Now I'm going to try and draw a nice straight line, kind of. This doesn't work too well because I'm writing on a somewhat of a soft surface at the moment. Let me try and like sneak part of my ruler underneath here and draw on a little bit more of a harder surface. Yeah, like that. Do you all see that? Wow, look at that. There's little pieces of it left behind. See this? Whoa, there's little pieces left behind. That's kind of neat. Woohoo! My goodness. Wow, that is really kind of cool. That is really, really kind of neat with it on there. I also happen to have a, I just noticed this here. I have my red pen that I normally use for grading papers. That's been in my pocket for quite some time with it here. Let's take a little look-see, and we'll pop this guy out. Oh, interesting. I don't see the red quite as well. Do you see the? Oh, you can kind of get a little bit better of a view with it from back here. You can kind of see the red. Yeah, you can see the red on the end of the ball. That's kind of neat there. That's kind of neat. What do we got? What do we got here? Oh, sorry. Oh, well, how about I focus in on, so is this actually going to work? Am I out of grading stuff? Is this really happening right now? This is happening live while I'm on the screen? Well, that happens every once in a while when you're grading things, and well, there it goes. All right. One last one that I just happened to find. I have no idea if this is actually, so I have a permanent marker is what I have here. I'm going to draw this one. It's colored green to kind of give a little bit more of a color flavor. So I'm pulling the cap off, and there is the little tip that's underneath the green Sharpie marker. You see that? See that? That's what the tip looks like. Now, I've never actually seen a Sharpie tip up close. Take a look at that. There's like a lot of parts of it that are sort of, whoa, look at that. What is that? There's all kinds of hairs. My goodness. My Sharpie pen. It needs a haircut. What is that? Is that stuff that's on the pen? Is that normally there? Is this like a flared tip thing? I'm going to increase the exposure just a little bit there. Maybe catch a little bit better. What is... Yeah, wow. What is that? Is this... Wait a minute. Hang on here. I'm going to come in. Excuse me. Can I... Wow. Yeah, it's like they can move. They're like individual pieces. It's like pieces of an onion. Wow, how do they make that? What's it made of? It looks like a blooming onion out of like a a restaurant, except that it's a Sharpie and it's really small. I mean, it's very small overall. I'm gonna try to tip the Sharpie up slightly to try to get maybe a better view of what this looks like here. Is that you? Is that you there? Hi, how you doing? How you doing? Can I come on down? Oh my goodness, look at all the hairs and stuff on there. This Sharpie pen, it's contaminated. Ugh. My goodness gracious. Look at this. Look at that. Look at this. That's kind of cool. Okay, so what does it look like? What does it look like when you draw with it? What does it look like when you actually put... What does it actually look like when you put pen to paper? Ah, dad joke. Probably. I don't know. Which means it's probably not funny, and no one's out there laughing, that's okay. So we'll turn that guy back down here, and we'll draw next to the blue line is what we'll draw on here. We'll draw next to the blue marker here. Okay, ready? Here we go. So it spreads out. It spreads out so much that it doesn't even want to write. Is this Sharpie thing dying? It doesn't have any ink? Is it dried up? It probably is dried up. I mean, this kind of wouldn't surprise me, but it oh no, there it is. Whoa, it like soaks into the paper and everything. It's like a little sponge. Maybe I just wasn't pressing down hard enough on there. In terms of what I was doing here, I'm gonna draw a nice little. I'm gonna try to draw. Oh, hello, hi, there. Is that me? Whoa. Whoa. That is so cool. That is so neato. Look at that. Wow. It like just it fills it all in, and it spreads so nicely is what that is. That really is kind of satisfying to watch. Like here, I'm gonna get to a nice fresh section and zoom in just a little bit closer. All right, so I'm gonna get to a nice kind of a fresh section over here. And zoom in just a little bit more, okay? And just kind of plop the pen down here. Oh, that's fine. Wow! That's evil looking. Look at that. Like, look at the way it spreads like that. Dude, that's crazy. That's crazy. It looks, and it's still doing it. It's still doing it. And like little, like it's probably following along with the fibers of the paper or something like that. That is so neat. That is so neat in terms of what that looks like. Wow, that is so cool. And the final picture, is I'm not sure. It is a sports ball of some sort flying at the speed of sound and with a very irregular heart rate at a sock puppet that I made in 1988. or something on there. I don't know. I was just doing puppets with pens, so that is what that is. That is so cool, and what that looks like. That is so neat. So anyway, that's kind of cool in terms of what pens look like. Pens and pencils up close, except for the red one. Bad red pen. Bad back there. If you want to see more things to look at underneath a microscope, let me know in the comments. Give me some ideas. I mean, like, I can just scrounge around the house, but if you kind of want to see something that like you've never seen before, hey, I'll put it underneath the microscope and we'll do a little thing with it on there. Sounds good on there. Yeah. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you kind of seen something new, learning something new, and maybe even being entertained in the process with that. All right, folks. We'll see you later.